Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Champion Shift. It is it's kind of a goofy bullet heaven. I covered the prologue for this recently, but it's effectively a bullet heaven where you shift into a car to get around to fight enemies and so on and so forth. You play as various heroic and or mythological individuals over the course of history, or I guess just historical cultures and mythologies. So like Athena, currently playing as Arthur, King Arthur. And there's also like, there's Gilgamesh, there's Sun Wukong, and I want to say there's like one or two others, either in the game or kind of announced as part of all of this. It's one of the nicer looking bullet heavens I think I've ever seen go by. And, oh right, I've got some levels. Okay, so I can do extra fireballs, I can do, oh, size of the fireballs and their explosions by extra area. Let's go with that. And then every third attack does 150% damage. I don't know how much I actually like want to go for that direction, but if I can get anything that gives me extra attack speed, I will probably try and angle for. Now, I don't actually know exactly where I'm going or what I'm doing. Clearly we have defeat the Dominion, but I'm seeing something here. So I might want to go out of my way to go check this out. I think that's just extra car energy. Because you can't be in the car mode forever. You can run folks over. Yeah, let's just go see what this is. Oh, is my goal just to take out a bunch of dudes for this stage? But it looks like, yeah, there's going to be other stages. And the enemies actually have more complex attack patterns than just walk into dude. Okay. Cannot drive up surfaces, I suppose. At least not currently. Okay, so what is this? I don't know. We got a thing. Oh, it's a hero ability. So this is for the... Hold up. Okay, third strike extends range. We might as well go for that one. And then after a dash, next weapon attack gains 30 knockback and a bunch of damage. Okay, cool. I guess I'll be up here until something changes. Okay, missions available. And we're right next to one, in fact. I don't want to miss out on stuff, but I also recognize that, like, this is probably more important. Maybe for getting me cool upgrades. Maybe. Okay, so destroy the comm satellite. Do we just... Yeah. I think if I want to go anywhere, I just hop in the car and just roll. Let's see, is there a way to check the map? No, it doesn't look like it. So the levels themselves are hand designed. I've seen this level before. Whoa. Big chunking mech. So I guess I'm gonna have to care about that a little bit. I'm gonna have to care about a lot of these things a little bit. I don't know if I like the big Oni head just floating. So I can just dash straight through that. It doesn't look like I'm taking too much damage. Looks like I'm getting a fair bit of healing too. And yeah, that third swing, especially because we've got that one hero ability that also on my third swing does like a big hit. Getting the two of those together is nice. I think we also have the dash attack too. Okay, weapon hits have a chance to bleed enemies. Let's just keep going for that third hit. Thunderbolt strikes enemies. No. I'm just gonna keep making my third hit do stupid damage. Did that get bigger? See, I thought it was just supposed to do more damage. I didn't realize it would... Unless it's one of those that if I do 1, 2, dash... I think I might be able to kind of mix and match my, like, dash attack. Maybe. Okay. Periodically release caltrops. Third strike extends range into a powerful slash. Let's just do that one. I don't actually know if the third strike is lined up. I think it is. But it feels like it seems like a really good idea for me to just go ultra hard on that third hit combo and just see if I can increase my attack speed so I attack more often. Maybe. I don't know how much this does for, how much this will do, like, passive upgrades. So we might be kind of locked into whatever limited upgrade paths there are. And so as part of that, I guess I might as well just hyper focus on like one specific good combo that I can figure out ASAP, and then figure everything else out. I don't know. The idea behind Bullet Heaven power-up design is something I've been kind of obsessed with lately in terms of like, how do you make it good and interesting? Let's see. Do you want to just keep making those fireballs bigger? I should probably go for actually the base upgrade on it so it does more damage. Okay, you know what? Let's kill Chunker here. And then I think I'll focus on the mission. I just don't know if he gives anything. The answer doesn't seem to be the case. Beep beep, I'm not a Jeep. What is that from? I have no idea. It's been stuck in my head for forever, but that's true of like a lot of things. I've been ambushed. I guess I should probably not get hit by Big Man, Kick Man. Because that does actually hurt. Yeah, I don't have that many dashes at the moment. So I can't exactly just squander them. Okay, do I get anything cool? We get levels. It's explosive when shifting in and out. Gun, or let's just go for Excalibur's Wrath. And Hellfire Infusion. Increase targets to 1. And Fireballs burn for extra damage. Sure? I think that's just a bonus on top of my regular hit. So now we have two fireballs rather than just one. Cool. I'm not convinced that this is really like what I want my build to be. I think if I could find more specific like buff your attack or buff your attack speed abilities, I go for that instead. But I think we're running with a bit of a limited deck at the moment. There's a lot of unlocks that I know I could get later. Okay. Let's just keep making that third hit just do silly amounts of damage and see what I can do about it. Hopefully there's some more unique-ish upgrades, but it's maybe one of those where you either have to unlock it, or it's RNG, or there's only so many and you only get like 2 slots, and once you've picked them, you're kind of out. I don't know. But, so, as far as roguelike power-up design goes, I've been playing a lot of Deep Rock Galactic Survivor lately. If you've been following the channel, it's been over 2 weeks now that I've pretty much just focused on that one game. It's been nice. There wasn't a whole lot of other games coming out, so I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna play this and not have to think about things. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to say that I'm like coming out of that specifically, but let's see. You know, sometimes it's just nice to find something else and move on. Especially when it comes to Bullet Heavens, because I like to focus on them. I like to pick one and say like, yeah, this is my Bullet Heaven for a while, and this is going to be the game that I just care about. Wow, okay, so that Slash As We Drive is really good. Or at least, it covers a lot of range. I'll give it that. Okay. And then, do we just beat up the truck? Maybe I will go for the bleed. It's definitely better than the Thunderbolts. Unless there's anything that specifically synergizes with my regular attack. Mostly I just want to see if I can make a truck bleed. Usually games are kind of smart about that stuff and will say like, no, of course you can't make the truck bleed. That's stupid. But that's not always the case. And I mean, like, as odd as it is, you could actually make the case that, like, machines bleed too. You're either, like, hitting hydraulic fluid, cooling fluid, oil. Like, a lot of machines, especially if they move, have some level of, like, bits that could technically be flensed out of them if you were in a position to do so or trying to do so. Kind of. I mean, how many of you watching this video have liquid-cooled computers? You could make your computer bleed. It just might kill the rest of the computer. I've never been particularly keen on the idea of having liquid cooling. I'd instead just have, like, really beefy heat sinks and good airflow. And that's genuinely good enough for me. A computer does put out, like, a stinking fair bit of heat. You may have the heart of a hero, but prepare to meet your doom, fat boy. Do I have to go to him? I'm assuming the game gets harder as we go along. I should probably get some upgrades. Okay, let's get these. Okay. I'm just gonna keep pushing Hero's Might. After dash, next attack does extra. Yeah. And then Hellfire Infusion. I don't know if we get more fireballs as part of all of this. 2. Yeah, if I time it correctly, I can get the that third hit to do like crazy damage. I think it's probably time that we boogie. I don't entirely know if the game gets that much harder if I'm just chilling here, but it's probably a bad idea to wait too long. But yeah, to go back to the thing about Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is that has like a lot of stat stacking with only a handful of unique game-changing perks that you can pick up as part of whoops. Okay, so we might actually have to worry about Fat Boy here. I guess I do have car mode if I'm desperate. So if I need to get away, whoop. Yeah, that's what I need to use car mode for. Because it seems like we get plenty of health. Unfortunately, fighting Fat Boy here on a bridge is actually a bit of an issue for me. But, oh, it's just doing missiles. Ow. Seems like I was fine though, but boy, this chunker is beefy. I just don't like the idea of fighting them on a bridge. There's not nearly as much like room to maneuver. This is the one fear is that, well, I mean, there's a couple of fears, but my one fear is that I'm going to be fighting this guy so long I get swarmed. But I think I'm fine. Let's see. Do we want to just do Oni King? Sure. It seems like I'm just getting more and more of these fireballs anyway. There we go. Stay away from that. Just kind of hang out next to and or behind him. But so compared to Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, this is a much more, after dash, more damage? No. I think we just want to go for Hero's Might. There we go. Ow. Ow. I think I might just hang out back here for a second. These big lads are a worry. I keep thinking they're Street Shark men, but I don't think they have any shark in them. I think there are many things, but Street Sharks they are not. Ow. Yeah, we're starting to lose some hit points here. Well, the challenge went up, which is nice. But yeah, I wish I could do a little bit more to scale, say, my, like, base damage or attack speed or something. Because I think that would go a long way of making this run feel like I have some control over what I'm doing. But it's fine. I'm curious to see, like, once we've unlocked meta progression and associated... hopefully there's a meta progression system, but once we've unlocked all those goodies. chances are the game's going to open up a little bit. I just have to work to get there. Or we just, you know, perish and maybe we get access to it sooner. I don't really like throwing runs, but sometimes I do. Alright, so what we got here? Slay a bunch of Dominion. Crash. I guess we might as well go grab the diamonds, because I know that's some level of the progression system. Okay, nope. I don't remember if I can, like, do a boost up a hill. Okay, well, do we hang out here? Yeah, I think we just hang out here for the time being. Okay, what do we got? Third strike. Slash. Okay. And then Excalibur's Wrath. I'm just gonna keep going Hero's Might. Until the game says otherwise and tells me I can't do it, I might as well keep focusing on that until it does the most amount of damage. I'm curious about Ryujin's aura. But I think I have picked it before and it wasn't that amazing. Maybe. Oh, yeah, it looks like it can actually stack 6 different abilities. I mean, I guess one option is, yeah, just grab a bunch of them. It depends on how fast they scale, because I think the Oni gains 25% damage per fireball. So it might actually be a good idea for me to pick up, like, a bunch of other base abilities. I think the one fear is that could pollute the pool and I don't get my big slash. And I do really like the idea of the big slash right now. I like it when they line up for me. Makes it easy. Oh, did we run out of car energy? It does amuse me that we have car energy. Just call it fuel. Okay, smack them all. I guess I can't go through here. Oh, I see it. I guess I'm gonna have to walk a little bit. That's a lot of folks. I want to fight them, but I think I'll just run them over. Maybe. You actually get quite a fair bit of car energy just by sitting around fighting dudes for a little bit. There we go. I was not aware that the car could flip on its side like that. Wait, no, I think I was. I think when I was playing the prologue version, that did happen. I like the music. It's definitely a little bit more unique. How would I describe it? It's the kind of music that I'd actually just listen to, maybe. And so it's one of those where it's like, listening to the music actually feels like, oh, this is music I should probably care about as opposed to just like background music. I don't really know what the differentiation would be in my head, and it's something I'd have to investigate, but there are some soundtracks where I'm just like, yeah, this is just the background music. And then there are some soundtracks where I'm like, I would listen to this for fun, just because it's that good. It's a good example of that. I listen to the Kingdom soundtrack a lot. Kingdom 2 Crowns specifically. That is a really good one. I think the Norselands did too, but I don't know if it's as easily available. But maybe I'm just not looking. Okay, what quest do you have for me? Exterminate. Oops. Don't run into the mecha. Turns out you can't drive through those. Right, I should probably level up again. Let's see. Probably keep going for Excalibur's Might. I don't know, I think I'm gonna keep going for the Hellfire Infusion. I stopped moving for like 2 seconds and I got toasted. Dang. All right. Let's try that again. Okay, so we've got Heroic Gift, Shield of Avalon. On shift out, Arthur and nearby allies gain 20 armor. Oh, right, this has multiplayer. I forgot about that part. So we also have the Minotaur. So he's got Channel Fury and Minotaur, knock back enemies, dealing 40 damage, 20% per level, upon colliding with other enemies. Meanwhile, weapon strikes gain extra knockback. Ooh, okay, so that's something useful. Bull Rush, let's see. Swiftly dispatching 5 enemies within a second, activating Frenzy. Weapon gains even more knockback. And then Thunderous Blows, healing AoE. Okay. We've got the Starfire Arrows, which has a piercing. And I think it can also do a chain? Maybe. Or no, it's like a beam. And I think we've now unlocked Athena, which I should probably give a shot next. Okay, quit to menu. Now, do we have a meta progression or no? We do. Okay, so Yggdrasil, eternal green ash tree in Norse mythology, stands in the middle of the world with branches that stretch out over the 9 realms. Each realm hangs on its own branch, but if the tree should ever shake or fall, so will all the realms. So we can spend shards and dust on nodes to improve stats and unlock new gameplay elements. So for the starter, we might as well get Resurrection. What have we got? Unlock the weapon gift that increases damage done by the hero. Sure. Okay, and we can increase a little bit of damage if I want to spend some shards, weapon attack speed, or unlock the power gift that increases the base power for attacks and abilities. Let's go for all 3 of those. Wow, that's actually kind of extensive. So we also have different stages to get through. Though it seems like an amount of it is still coming soon. We have a couple different champions with their own unique abilities. Celestial Gifts are the different upgrades I have. And I wonder if... aha! So by completing different achievements, we unlock new things. So play as Arthur for 30 minutes. That would have been helpful. Oh well. Oh, yeah, so there's going to be 8 characters total at the very least. These 2, I don't actually know who these 2 are. So yeah, let's roll Athena, see how she is. So she's got a shield toss. I don't remember if it bounces or not. It does bounce. Cool. I like bouncing shields. It always feels very satisfying watching them, like, plonk from one enemy to the next. And it feels like there's some fun combos you can do with that. Like if you give it an AoE on every bounce or something like that. I don't know. Just, it's fun. Right. We should probably go for a drive. So what is she? Also a cool looking car. I know Gilgamesh turns into a big goofy truck. Oh, is it? Is the shard not where I'd expect it to be? No, it seems to be in the same spot. Also, interestingly, the enemies that you run into will just warp closer to you, so these guys came pre-injured. Fun fact. Right, I should probably grab some of these. So I did the Oni King last time. It was okay. Why don't we do the Starfire Bow this time around? It looks like it just fires some arrows at things. I know eventually we get to have it do like beams and stuff. Yep, so it's a burst fire. Well, I guess I might as well just hang out and fight up here for the time being. Let's see, what else do we have? Hood-mounted rockets, or chance to throw a shield at an additional target by 2% multicast. Sure. Oh, so do we just throw 2 shields occasionally? That's actually pretty good. It looks like our damage scaled up a little bit too. I think we're hitting for 13s, and that's gone up. Okay, complete 3 missions to activate the boss. Yeah, I'm curious about how this game handles difficulty scaling. Is it just based on time? Is it based on, like, distinct stages? Is it based on what region you're in? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. Starfire arrows explode on impact. Fire 2 arrows of star energy in the direction the hero is facing. So we could go for more of that. Or we could do 3rd attack empowered. I don't think I want to go for the 3rd empowered. Let's go for the Aurora burst. And my main question with these Starfire arrows is, what do I want to invest towards? Their raw damage? Do I want to go for that AoE instead? Not entirely sure. I do think I will go for that damage aura, though, seeing as we're going to have a number of enemies surrounding me. And then at some point I'll figure out what to do. I still do feel like the weapons need maybe some extra overclock evolution, or maybe passives that you randomly pick up. Either as a result of, hey, you know what, I'd actually say, maybe have the objectives have kind of its own reward scheme. That's like, hey, you get a choice between like one of 3 passives every time you complete one of the quests. Okay, let's not take too much damage. But again, whoops. Right, that's the shift button. Okay, so what do we have? I think I might want to go for Aurora Burst a bunch of times. I don't think we want the knockback. I don't think that really fits this build. Yeah, I wonder if I can increase my AoE size for the Starfire arrows. Maybe. Okay, so what's this one want? Infestation, defeat all the targets. Let's go here. Kind of an odd infestation if it's spread out so far, but eh. Hello, worms. Oh, they're robots. It's not much of an infestation if it's just a couple of robots. I was expecting, like, vermin dudes or something. Okay, well, I've got enough. Let's do... Do I want to do Ryujin's Aura? Sure. Hopefully we can get that to be bigger. Because currently it doesn't really hit much of anything. But if I can get that to be just a smidge bigger, I think it'll do a lot of damage. In a very good way. Okay, snag all that. So what do we have? Doppeldiscus, and looks like I don't have a choice. Knocked back enemies deal collision damage, and weapon knockback is increased. So Minotaur Slam is actually a... That's a passive, it's not a move. Alright. Time for some Yote. I think the only problem is we might not have enough enemies, but who knows, maybe I can keep boosting my knockback until my shield can really just send them flying. But yeah, I might want to consider going for like, well, I mean the Minotaur Slam, but on Gilgamesh I think is really good. But I don't remember that well. I'll have to play as Gilgamesh. If I can unlock him. Surprised we don't have Wukong this time around. Ow. I guess that wasn't too bad. Does feel like I have considerably less HP than I did when I was playing as Arthur, though. Okay. No, this knockback's pretty good. It'll keep the enemies away from me, and it does seem to just add extra flat damage, kind of, sort of. I can even bully the robots. Not for a whole lot, but I can still bully him. Okay, upgrade available. Shifting out, release a blast. Sure. Okay. Arrows have a chance of transforming into piercing Starfire. Extra AoE damage. Or weapon strikes have a 20% chance of causing enemies to explode. Sure. And that also increases our weapon knockback even further. I guess we are getting a decent amount of experience here. Okay, expand the size of the aura by 50%. I'll have to actually get it so it scales some damage, but... Yeah, I wonder how fast you could actually get it to scale. Also, is there a way I could check? Area, 75%. Interesting. I'll have to see how the stats specifically scale. I almost wonder if meta progression makes some of these things really busted in different ways. Like if I can have a higher base AoE that also thus increases the AoE gain, like how fast things scale upwards. I don't know. I'd love to see the math on it. Like if there was a verbose mode of like, you do this much damage, and if you pick up this upgrade, you're now going to do this much damage. Like I'm a sucker for that kind of nitty-gritty information. Watching my shield just kind of bounce through the crowd while also knocking them back kind of hard. It's very satisfying. Let's see. Yeah, do I want to just keep going Minotaur Slam? Sure. How much yote can I yote on these guys? Can I get to the point where I can yote a boss? Probably not. We can do like a smidge of yoting, but that's it. I don't know. I'm past tensing yeet for some reason because it makes me laugh. And it's going to be kind of hard to escape that. Alright. I think we're good. Let's just see what we've got over here. How kind of you to teleport in. You can even see the enemies are... like some of their special effects are actually swooping to the side as fast as possible so that the enemy can be where I'm headed. Which is quite silly looking. Okay, oh, this is a survive. By survive, you mean fight? Just bully them for experience, I suppose, or something. I'm not sure how much I actually feel like the aura's doing for me, but I'm digging the knockback. Like if we can get that to do even more damage, I bet that'll do some fun things. Okay. Or has a chance to multicast. Chance to hit multiple times. Sure. And it looks like the aura does knock enemies back too, maybe? It's a little hard to tell. Oh, this got hairy. I guess once again it is a survival challenge. Alright, and there's the boss. There just is the boss. It's Fat Boy again. But that's fine. It feels like I do a decent amount of damage to him. Ow. I do like the shockwave when coming out of car mode. That's kind of a good solution to if you get stunned or stuck in it. There we go. And as goofy and... how would I describe it? The whole shifting into a car thing is very much the kind of thing that I would have thought was incredibly cool as a child. And as an adult, I'm like, yeah, that's still cool. It's just cool in a kind of different way. In a, like, embracing your, yeah, sure, why not vibe, as opposed to, like, you know, I wish I could turn into a car. Ow. And fortunately, fighting this guy here is kind of rough. I guess we can kite him for a little while. Like, what else is he going to do about it? Ow. Go back over here. Yeah. See, now he's not just kind of in a corner. Ow. He's not in a corner, so I can fight him kind of mano a mano. Oh, right. And I can actually escape through a multitude of means. Okay, what do we want to do? Do rockets for reasons. Do you want to do more collision damage? Sure. Weapon strikes have a chance of causing enemies to explode. Sure. Seeing as that probably hits the, or is triggering off the boss a little bit as well. Maybe. I don't know. Nope, we got out of there. Also, just the you can turn into a car is a brilliant way to handle dodging. Like, sure, you've got a basic, possible invincible dash. But just compared to, hey, but what if car? What if you want to go places really quickly? It's nice. Okay, great. Just pick all this stuff up before I go anywhere. I don't think there's anything else. So is region 2 the exact same region? Probably is. I can't imagine it would be otherwise. Yep. I think they do have other regions planned, but we have to either unlock them or get access or select them. Right. Might as well take this opportunity to... How the deuce? It's kind of implied on the map that that ramp up is how you get up, but, like, it's a block. What am I supposed to do with that? Nope, this ain't it. I know there's a way up over here. We, like, literally just did it. Oh, it's just this. Cool. I'm gonna keep grabbing as many of these shards as I possibly can. Hopefully we last a little bit longer this time around. Let's see, shield around the vehicle, deflects projectiles, knock back enemies. Yeah, let's go for that. And then Doppeldiscus. Okay. Oh, the shards are just for car upgrades. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know, let's try the chakrams. Killing 5 enemies within a second boosts movement and attack speed for 3 seconds, increases weapon knockback. Let's grab that. I don't know how often I'm going to be able to get that specific upgrade, but it does increase my knockback. One thing I would love to see with that knockback is if they run into the environment, they take just as much damage or more. Like, maybe the size of the enemy that they run into matters. I guess that'd be extra work, but especially, like, hitting a wall seems like kind of a no-brainer. Okay. What is this? Survival. I like these. There's no ambiguity. Run in a circle. Hit him a bunch. Only immediate problem is we have considerably less HP than we did as Arthur, and so our chances of getting instantly deleted by literally anything go up dramatically. Yeah, I'd like to increase this AoE around me a bunch. It's kind of unlikely to show up, but it would be very satisfying. Ooh, that's a bad slowdown. It'd be very satisfying to have it be huge and do a ton of damage. Like, that might be something I try and invest in the future. Like one run where I'm just like, yeah, what if big AoE? I just don't know how actually practical it is. I like these target-rich environments because it means my knockback is probably doing a silly amount of damage as a result. Okay. Grab these. Fortunately, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit before the next quest. Let's see. Shields again, and... yeah, I'm just gonna make the AoE do more damage. Oh, the chakrams are kind of a rotational thing. It does seem like you could do kind of a wrecking ball build where you run into enemies and do a ton of damage. This is not that run. I do think the I do think the Minotaur knockback, though, is doing a really good job. That's clobbering in a very satisfying way. Okay. Gotta remember, I actually have to do these. Okay, chakram duration by 5 seconds. Increase their area. Ooh. Okay, so that might give me more. It doesn't really extend them out that much, but yeah, you totally could go for like the water AoE comboed with the chakrams. Probably not with the Minotaur. It doesn't work that well. Because to my chagrin, the Minotaur perk, what are these things? I have no idea. The Minotaur perk is pretty dang good at knocking enemies around. And fortunately, that means you do not gain the tick rates on the water aura. As soon as you hit an enemy, they're gone. I'll have to see if I can increase my movement speed at some point, because that was embarrassing. What am I stuck on? Where am I going? Okay, destroy patrols. Oh, they're a distance away. Okay, back off of that for a hot second. See, Starfire? Nah. I don't know, maybe the Starfire arrow upgrade would actually be pretty good here. I've kind of ignored them because they feel kind of weak compared to shield toss. But maybe they're anything but. Nope. Okay. Oh, that was good. Alright, so what is this? Destroy portals. I might be able to survive this level. I guess I can hang out right next to... Oh, no I can't. I was gonna say I can hang out right on top of the portal generator and be fine, right? And the answer is no. I almost died. Okay, so let's... Well, they could certainly get bigger. And they do a ton of damage. But yeah, with all the knockback involved, the chakrams are pretty bad. The only thing they can actually rip through are things that don't get knocked around. Which is like these guys. Okay, at least there's no time limit on this. I don't think. Okay. I've got a portal here. Oh no, it's very far away. Okay. Now I'm just gonna keep warping around. I guess the one immediate danger to doing this, or warping, driving around. The one immediate danger to this is that I'm going to be potentially leaving a bunch of experience on the table. Oops. Should probably actually pay attention to where I'm going when I'm driving. Okay, so more area. Do we want to... Thunderbolts. Let's just get a little mixture of everything. I think I mostly don't have a choice, but you never know. Like, are there other abilities where... I think I only have a handful unlocked, so I'm not even sure if there... Oh, there's the demon with the fireball. Which, in retrospect, would probably have been a better choice than... Well, I don't know. Maybe the aura is actually fine right now. The amount of enemies just coming after me is problematic. And so having an aura that can specifically yeet things for me seems like the way to go. Ow. We are very much getting wrecked, though. Like, I'm making it work, but... Ow. Oh, and we've already got our next mission. That's nice. I guess I had just been going too fast earlier. Okay, where are we going? We're going up here. There we go. Mess with the comm satellite. If I can get there. Watch me run out of juice. There's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way to go faster, right? I don't know. It might be something else. Okay, let's just kind of roll through these guys. If I could increase my attack speed, that'd be the other one. Alright, hello. We're gonna be fighting these guys. We might as well be fighting them on the objective. Okay, speaking of, let's see. Shield spawn around the... yeah. Power of all attacks and abilities by 15. Yeah, where is that upgrade? Because yeah, I definitely want to stack just like mega power here. Maybe I have to do a certain amount to actually start unlocking passives like that. Or maybe they're just not as common, so I'm forced to build around... or... they're not as common, so I'm specifically encouraged to not just focus on one weapon. Okay. I almost kind of wish it was like the... what is it? The Spellstone Survivors? Their methodology, which is like... you have your main abilities, but once you've either maxed them out or you just don't want any of them, instead of re-rolling, you can straight up say, nope, show me the passives instead. And you get a bunch of like little passive upgrades, like crit damage and whatnot. I am so glad we cannot crash like a car. Collision damage means nothing to this vehicle. Alright, has it here? No. It's... there we go. Now, unfortunately, this dude's got a gun. And I'm dead. Revive? Sure. Well, I tried. Maybe I don't have enough? It looks like the game hangs a little bit whenever you die. It's not a big deal. But I don't know if the run's over yet or not. Yep, looks like we're dead. Alright, it's fine. So we get turbo blades. So that does damage as we move through. We also have side-mounted guns that shoot enemies as we move past them. Whips. Cool. So we got a lot of car upgrades. That's fine. Did I get much for meta progression here? Oh, we got a lot of dust. So weapon damage, weapon attack speed. I like the attack speed. Oh, but you know what I should do? Oh, this is the power gift. These are the passives. So I should actually be focusing on these. And looks like we need even more shards than I've already been getting. I guess we can get the Gift of Fortitude, but yeah, those shards are apparently pivotal. Alright, so before we do our next run, I should probably figure out how I unlock my next characters. So, Stage 2 is Athena. Stage 4, without using a revive, is Gilgamesh. Oof. 10,000 enemies in a single run is Tomoe. And Beast Awakens is... Vegigante? Wait, where's Wukong? Stage 3 without using a revive. Okay. Well, I don't seem to be capable of using a revive to begin with, so I don't know. Let's go back to Arthur for a round. I think my main... well, I really liked the knockback last time. I think that worked really well. I think he has more HP. And if we're lucky with this time around, I'll be able to go for that 3-hit combo. But actually be able to scale my power. Which I'm sure is probably going to massively increase the amount of damage I do. I'll have to think about what I want to do as part of that. I mean, probably the knockback, because that's additional damage that scales off of my primary attack. My entire goal here, for the most part, is to just focus on doing one thing incredibly well. The enemies seem to kind of outscale me otherwise. And see if I can scale my base power too. That's part of the reason why I'm like, yeah, probably should do one thing specifically well. My wife just sneezed in the other room and now I need to sneeze, and it is the worst feeling because it's not, I'm not ready for it. Sorry, a random interruption. It's just like a, oh, this is, I am feeling this and it feels bad. It's going away. I didn't know you could have sympathetic sneezes as a thing. Okay, so what do we want to do? I don't really like either of these. I'm probably going to just do the chakrams. And my main problem a little bit is I don't want to pick too many of these upgrades. Okay, cool. I can actually drive up ramps now. I might have just gotten stuck yesterday. Okay, so Excalibur's Might. And then, let's see, enemy kills boost rotation speed. Okay. Sure. I mean, the one thing I could do is just have these spinning chakrams do like a ton of damage. I'm not entirely sure if they're a good idea, but I know I can increase their size as well. I think the Aura is still probably worth considering at some point, but eh. I still think the 3-hit combo is the way to go with Excalibur. We just have to get it. But yeah, my main fear with picking too many of these other upgrades is that we're going to dilute the pool with a bunch of side abilities that we don't specifically need or want. Okay, destroy a comm satellite. Fair enough. How far away is it? Very far. I was thinking about it in the shower earlier, which I guess is kind of a weird way of putting this, but you know, shower thoughts, where you're kind of just sitting there and you don't really have much else to do apart from like scrub hair. But I often do a lot of my like big thinks on game design when I'm in the shower for some reason. Where I'm just like, yeah, why do I like some bullet heavens over others? I think one of the big ones that I hadn't really fully appreciated is I think I like bullet heavens where you really have to worry about not getting hit. This one's a little bit more about damage management, but the ones where you're not, where you're trying to avoid getting hit, those are the ones that engage more in horde management. And so I'd say this one's more of kind of like a constant DPS race. So there's Minotaur Slam, and just keep scaling my weapon damage. I know the knockback is antithetical to my my chakrams, but I kind of don't care that much. But yeah, so what I was gonna say is this one very much is kind of a DPS race. You know, how good are you at churning through this group that is constantly attacking you? Whereas other bullet heavens, say Brotato, sure it's a DPS race, but it's kind of a hopeless one. There's no possible way in, well no, it is entirely possible in Brotato to be strong enough that you can actually just kill most enemies on screen and you don't have to worry about them. But for the most part, they outscale you. The main point is that you're strong enough that you can carve a path through and around them if you're clever and dexterous enough. And so, that tends to be, I want to say, a little bit more compelling. I'd say kind of in the same way as, like, 20 Minutes Till Dawn. There's that feeling of, like, you know, maybe some of the basic enemies are manageable, but the smaller enemies, well, not the smaller enemies, the faster enemies or the tougher enemies, those start becoming a problem. And so you have to engage in constant horde management, otherwise you're gonna get overwhelmed. And so that's usually like scooting through gaps and whatnot. Whereas here, I like the enemies with the more complex patterns, but for the most part, it seems like circle strafing and avoiding their hits is easy enough. You know, just kind of scoot around a little bit, and most enemies can't and won't touch you. You know, this is enhanced by the presence of the car, and like a fairly substantive dodge too. And I don't necessarily know if these are a problem so much as I think it is the issue. I think it is a design issue that specifically runs counter to the idea of engagement. And maybe it kind of does depend a little bit, obviously, because this is a multiplayer focused bullet heaven. Oh, I've got like 4 levels. I should probably be using them. Let's see, max health. Interesting. But no, let's go for Winds of Garuda and Hero's Might. There it is. Yeah, I want to see if I can make the chakrams bigger. Oh. I guess it doesn't keep adding more. It caps at 1. I was hoping I could keep adding more and more chakrams to just do tons of damage. Oh, it's the drone that's getting me with the slowdown. Gotcha. Yeah, that knockback with the big swing. I don't actually know if it does that much damage, because it might be knocking too many enemies back. But it does that whole horde management thing I was kind of trying to talk about a little bit. Oh, we have another portal I should be going for. Okay. After dash, weapon attack gains knockback and deals extra damage. Sure. At some point I'll go for like a full auto fire build where we just go like Thunderbolt and the bow and just stack a ton of different weapons and then just hopefully scale enough power. Yeah, so I can really batter up with the dash attack. 1, 2, 3? Yeah. If I time it correctly, I can have that third attack do, like, stupid amounts of damage. Which is kind of what we needed to do. Sometimes it resets the combo. I think it's because there's no enemy in range, is the answer. And it gets a little scuffed as a result. That's okay. Third slash is that. Chakram's duration by 5 seconds. Increase their area. Summon an extra chakram. Okay. So now we've got 4. I don't think that's going to scale up any more than it already has. Let's go complete our mission. Yeah, it might sound different from the first half of this episode is because I stopped after the first 2 runs and said, I am just not in a state to record today. The weather has been oscillating between like almost 70 degrees and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius. God, I'd be dead. I've done 45 degrees Fahrenheit before, and that was enough for me. I'm pretty sure 70 degrees Celsius would actually be, like, pushing lethal for everyone involved. I was lucky because we had air conditioning that mostly kept the house cool. But even then, I pretty much just said, okay, middle of the day has come around, I'm just gonna go sleep, because if I try and do anything in my office, I'm toast. Alright, I should probably actually go focus on this whole infestation thing. So, yeah, I don't actually know what the temperatures are. I think it's sub-zero Celsius. It's like -6 Celsius to 25 Celsius, something like that. It's a pretty big swing in the period of, like, not much time at all. And what that's doing is, I get air pressure headaches pretty bad. So weather messes with me. And so, as a result, yesterday I was like recording the first 2 videos on this. I'm just like, I literally cannot. I cannot deal with this. I'm like actually just nodding off as I'm recording. Now I feel fine. You know, I just needed some time to rest and sleep and whatnot. We should have our boss. Yeah, there it is. Or in my case, play like 9 hours of Final Fantasy VII. Which, yes, bit of an ulterior motive on not wanting to record more, but, let's see, machine guns, turret that fires spread of bullets. Let's go for the forward guns, and just scale the chakrams. Okay, weapons that have a chance to bleed enemies. I guess I might as well go for Wrath of Olympus. Because the bleed effects are really good against, bleed effects are really good against bosses. Anything that actually lasts. They're not as good against, like, regular rank and file. I guess you can finish them off. Let's see. Yeah, I can finish the rank and file off, but we don't need it to do so. I'm so glad you can actually hide under their beam. The fact that this is a 3D game actually means that there's 3D hitboxes on the enemy attacks. I think that's cool. Okay, we've got 2 upgrades. I might as well use them. Let's see. Probably keep going for Hero's Might if I can. And keep scaling that damage. Because my main goal here is to have that 3-hit combo just absolutely ruin things. Which it feels like it kind of does. That was definitely one of the faster boss kills I've had. Now let's see how well I fare on this level, because this one's tough. Okay. Shift out, armor, and heal max HP per se. Ooh. I might want to go for Shield of Avalon. A little bit of manual healing would go a long way here. Okay, let's go snag this. Hopefully we can get to level like 4 or 5 here, just so I'm able to do a little bit more. Let's see, side-mounted energy whips, lash enemies. Let's do a shift bomb. Okay. Here's the other question. I can check my stats. Health, 780. I'm curious about how that health gain goes, because the health power-up was like, increase your HP by 20, which feels pretty weak to me. I don't think we want reverberating blow that much. So I think I'm just going to keep going for that collision damage. I'm not convinced I'm going to be triggering it that often, unfortunately. Once it gets busier, I think that's when it starts triggering. I will say I kind of actually wish there were 4 options when you level up. 3 of these hero abilities, and then 1 passive, so like attack speed, movement speed, power, and whatnot. I don't actually know if that would be the best way of doing it, because I could see that being very easy to cheese. But on the flip side, it would certainly solve some of the, like, build-focused issues. Okay. Just keep scooting through here. Oh. Quest is down on the bottom. And it's now time to go all the way back, maybe. Let's see. Because, for example, the Minotaur Smash, I'm not sure how good it is. It seems kind of good in tight situations, but it doesn't seem to be proccing that often. I wonder if there's actually going to be substantive DPS statistics at the end of these levels. I haven't actually paid it any attention. Because that was actually something that I'm very glad the machines can bleed. That was actually something I really appreciated out of Vampire Survivors and Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. You know, being able to see like, yeah, that knockback actually is really good. Because currently I don't have good feedback on it. I like it for the knockback to keep enemies away from me. But I have no idea if it's actually that helpful here. Okay. Probably keep going for Hero's Might? Yeah. Boy, the damage is good, though. I guess a lot of it is because we are actually scaling damage. Because our first couple runs, we didn't have the base power scaling. Whoops. Let's see. Homing missiles. Because, yeah, what's my power up to? It says 113. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Instead, no, I think I'm just going to keep going Hero's Might. But yeah, so I actually feel like I can scale alongside these enemies. Whereas previously, I definitely was feeling pretty overwhelmed very quickly in terms of, like, how hard it was getting and how much damage I was taking. I definitely would love to see some level of, like, odd changes. I'd almost want to say, like, the boon rarity system of Hades. And I can see that being maybe harder to implement, and I'm not entirely sure if it's necessary. I think it's mostly just, like, temptation. Right now, I more or less know exactly what upgrades I want to grab. Which is very specifically, like, power, and then everything to do with my... let's see. Max health by 20. Is it only 20? No, okay. So it's my base maximum health, which seems to scale based on level to some degree. You know what? Let's go for Bull Rush. I'm actually killing a lot of enemies in a short period of time. And this would actually give me some attack speed and other associated perks. Okay, what do we want? Hood-mounted machine gun, caltrops, broadside blasters. Let's just machine gun. And I guess I'm gonna grab the aura. Because I'm actually getting close to enemies. Not infrequently. And also, it has the potential to become huge. Maybe. Problem is... I think I've talked about this somewhat recently, about how I have kind of goofy... Ooh, Chakram by 7 seconds, increase their area. Now let's go for Jewel of the Manju. Let's just go big. I get kind of weird intrusive thoughts sometimes, and so whenever I say huge, I immediately think of Huge Quest, and I want to just start quoting it, but I don't recall enough of the lines to quote Huge Quest, which is, I don't even know if you guys have ever seen it. I'm assuming most people haven't. It was by the same guy that did, oh, what was it? He did the, like, really good Dark Souls animations, back, like, 6-7 years ago, but he had done some other, like, fun animations as part of that, kind of like the early days of his YouTube channel. Something... Plague of Gripes, there we go, that's the YouTuber. And so he'd done, like, a kind of short, sort of goofy roleplay, where it's about a man trying to become huge. I think a lot of it has not aged well, unfortunately. In terms of, like, subject matter, what was said, but it's lived in my head for a decade, and it is slightly a problem. Because, yeah, whenever it comes time for me to say, like, the word huge, it's just, brain immediately goes back to that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this whole triple slash big wombo combo is, it works maybe too well. Maybe. Okay. Well, we've made it to the boss at the very least. How the heck do I get around this big dumb barricade? I do really dig the car elements to this. I'm not sure how I would feel if it was all car. I've had a couple of bullet heavens that specifically were trying to be all car. And that always felt like a mistake to me. Let's go turbo blades. And then I think I'm gonna go for increased weapon damage by 60%. Okay, so dynamo. Whoop. Well, I guess I did run into the boss previously. I did fight it last time. Okay, I'm just gonna stay away from him for a hot second, get my HP back. Fight some dudes. Ow. Ow. Oh, interesting. If you're in car mode, the damage you take comes out of your car energy rather than your HP. I think that's actually a good system. Okay. Probably just go for the aura. I do wish the, especially against the bosses, I wish their like AoE markers were a little bit more obvious. When he does his like leap into the air move, that is actually really tough to see. There we go. Boss is dead. Let's just collect a little bit of everything. Anything else up here? Okay. So we've made it to 3, so now we've got Wukong. If I can get Gilgamesh, I'll be a happy boy. Let's see, do we want to just go for the blades? No, let's grab Excalibur's Wrath as well. What was I just thinking? I had a brain thought. Oh, right. I don't know. Still also feel like this could use some kind of Deep Rock Galactic style overclock system or Vampire Survivors evolutions. I'd actually say the evolutions could be kind of fun if you could like mush 2 abilities together. So like the aura and the chakrams. I'm still waiting for the day where one of these bullet heavens specifically does a transistor and allows you to slot one of your abilities into another ability to upgrade it. I think that could actually be incredibly cool, but I could also see that being extremely time consuming. I don't think, like, my one problem is I don't actually know which ones need to go where. I think that's very much like up to developers to figure that one out themselves. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, in Transistor you have like 4 primary attacks, and like one of them's like a dash instead. So max health by 40, more damage, more on that aura. Let's go for the health. Oh yeah, that's a lot of max health actually. Okay, let's just snag all of these. Go get that quest. Oh, I should probably go get that free upgrade as well. But so you'd have a certain amount of abilities like equipped, but then every ability that you don't have equipped, you can put kind of underneath your other abilities as a bonus. And it would modify the primary ability in some meaningful fashion. And it could get pretty, well, I mean, the game itself was pretty complex. But I really liked that system of, like, nothing is wasted. Whereas here, my, like, damage aura, it's okay, but compared to... compared to my, like, primary triple slash ability, there's not really much of a reason to care too deeply about this aura. I think it's sticking for like 150 damage, which is, it's okay. But it ain't helping much. But if I could specifically slot that in to like something else to increase its AoE, or like tick rate or something, you know, if there's a slightly different effect based on which you have it slotted into. Oops. Uh-oh. Okay, good. They accounted for that. Yeah, that triple slash is really good. Alright, here we go. So don't go into the portal. Makes sense. Also, those max health increases, very worthwhile. One, two, three. Nah. I can kind of get it. Yeah, my goal here, to some degree, is to get that third hit to get the dash boost, if I can. Alright, we have another side quest. Oh, there was a rock there. That explains some things. I'm just gonna drive off for a moment. I know I should probably have picked up that side quest since I was right next to it, but I want to grab this before I forget. How am I maintaining my car energy through this onslaught? I guess it's because I am actually killing them. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go Shield of Avalon a couple of times here. Giving myself, a fairly reliable heal seems super worth it. And yeah, we are doing a decent chunk of damage here. So, you know the sad thing is, the wild thing is? Earlier I was talking about the idea of, like, horde management, and this one being more of a DPS check. I will say this is one of the first games that I've played where increasing max HP makes sense. Yeah, this big ball had ice. And the problem with that is it also did a ton of damage, so it was locking me in a really bad way. There we go. Luckily, yeah, the car mode, effectively, car energy is a separate health bar entirely. And so, yeah, when I'm in trouble, shift to car. Have less problems. Let's see. Increase that bleed? Sure. The bleed ain't that amazing, but... still probably better than the knockback? I don't know, maybe the stat buffs, or the kill velocity buff would actually be better. Okay, let's get these guys next. But yeah, so I will say, despite the fact that I still prefer Bullet Heavens where you're actually managing the horde a little bit better, there was a reason to go for max HP in this build. I guess there was in Brotato too. That Bullet Heaven is genuinely like best of many worlds. Let's see. Whereas, like, it's a good example. 20 minutes till dawn, going for max HP is only marginally important. And only on, like, a couple of characters. Otherwise, if you just never get hit, there's no reason to there's no reason to increase it. Whereas, like, one character scales off of max HP and it's really good. Okay, another Shield of Avalon? Yeah. I'm probably gonna go for the dash damage. Oh, let's go for the Resonation. Reason being, second weapon hit, 20% chance of a second weapon hit. It's not that good. But it's still some extra damage. Okay, is it boss time? Is boss time already? It feels like I'm cruising here. I guess we just needed those power upgrades. What? Ow. My cursor was not locked to the screen. Okay, Shield of Avalon, and what else do we want to do? Reverberating Strike? Is the boss's name literally Chad? Oop. Okay. Here's the thing. We can kind of cheese Shield of Avalon. Because if I'm taking a lot of damage, I can switch back to switch back to car mode. Just to heal up. Which I think we might need to do. Dude's a jerk. Alright. Screw it. I'm gonna get the Starfire arrows just for some extra damage. Oh! Size of abilities and projectiles by 25% area. So that makes my damage aura bigger, my chakrams bigger, my sword slash bigger. There's too many enemies. Oops. I'm taking some hits. And we're back up to full health. Okay, stay away from that. 3. Nope. Yeah, the other thing is, if I take the big hit when I'm in car mode, it just kicks me out. And so if I can take those hits in car mode, we can stay much closer to this guy. And keep my HP up, kind of. There we go. And he's done. So that gives us a Gilgamesh. See if we can actually just beat a run. I don't actually know how far I have to go. Can you even beat a run? Is that a thing in this game? I'm not seeing one of the silver upgrades, so yeah, but why would this be the last zone? Guess I'll just hang out here. All right, what do we got? Keep doing Shield of Avalon and 50% chance to multicast. You know what? We'll grab the Jewel of the Kanju, even though some extra AoE on that aura would be kind of nice. Its big issue right now is it doesn't do damage. Kind of. I mean, I think it has a couple of big issues. But so much of it is just my sword swings do by and far the most amount of damage, and everything else is just kind of okay. I am curious how this functions in multiplayer. I don't think I'm going to get around to showcasing that possibly ever. Just because, hate to say it, most of my friends don't like bullet heavens. Like a couple of them are big on these kinds of games, or many of them are big on roguelites. A couple of people I know are kind of into bullet heavens, but not part of my usual like recording crew. Probably means I could go looking and find some folks. Wow, that was fun. Is this dead end? This is not, though. I am just going to careen. Whee! And then back we go. I think increasing my max HP also increased my car energy. Let's see. Do I want to do Jewel of the Kanju? Yeah. Where are these rocks coming from? It's probably an enemy ability. Okay, let's just do a quick car for the heals. And just keep chilling. Okay. Yeah, they're getting a bit tougher. I guess we haven't been able to scale my sword move that much. We've been getting a lot of other upgrades instead. I can't go that direction. Oh boy. This level is very maze-like. I guess it's not that bad. Huh. I didn't actually notice my regular attacks are still triggering here. So, even when you're in car mode, you're still swinging your sword around. Which is honestly neat. I still don't think I'm going to spend too much time in car mode, just because. Let's see, what do we want? I guess I might as well just keep doing Bull Rush. There we go. Grab another. Radiance? No. Power. Yeah, I think one of the big ones that would actually improve this game, maybe, but it would probably break balance over its knee, is if passives like the power increase were offered as a fourth option only. So you're not guaranteed to get power, but you are guaranteed to have a passive that you can always go with in case whatever the offered option is bad for you in some way. Okay, dying. That's Excalibur's Might. No, I'm gonna keep going for Avalon. Because was it 7% over for over X number of seconds? Or is it 7% per second for 5 seconds? I think it's 7% per 5 seconds. Oh, that's why I'm getting swarmed here. It was a resistance mission. Oops. And yeah, that Minotaur's Fury, the damage and attack speed buff, very useful. Pretty much, like, once you hit this point, either you're dead or you're killing that many enemies constantly. So it should have nearly 100% uptime, maybe. It'd be interesting to potentially play, oops, one of these at some point, or, oh no. It'd be interesting to play one of these someday in a car. I think I was trying to get around that. I get sent a lot of Bullet Heavens, but there are many of them that I just don't play because they don't really catch my interest. And so I've seen the whole, like, you're a car instead thrown around as, like, a potential gimmick to make Bullet Heavens more interesting. I could see one of these actually being pretty good where you are a car. Maybe I want to go this direction. Yeah. I can see one. Whoop. That is a lot of damage. I could see one where you're a car and you're like racing along a track. I could actually see that working really well. It'd have to control like Mario Kart though, and you just have a lot of enemies that you have to like churn through in front of and behind you. Maybe make it kind of Mad Max-ish. I think so many of them I've seen have been top down, and I think this is the first one that actually looked halfway controllable. But even then, it's kind of chaos. Who is throwing all of these mines? Oh, it's these suckers. Okay. Wait. Oh. Well, this is a bad sign. There's one target left. Unfortunately, is in the ground. And I don't think there's much I can do about that. I'm dead. Do we revive? Hey, they got rid of that revive slowdown. I'm not gonna revive. It still hangs after the revival has been potentially denied, but I'm not gonna get that guy on the bottom anyway, so it doesn't matter. So 10% chance on weapon hit to unleash a piercing arcane sword. That's okay. Ymir's Howl. Let's see, Blast of Coals. So I think it's a Cone of Cold situation. Maybe. Let's see. Orb of Celestial Energy arcs across the battlefield, leaving Scorched Path in its wake. Doing DPS. Increasing the area. I could see I could actually see this working really well. Having this one with a bunch of AoE buffs. And now we've got Wukong, and I think Gilgamesh, probably. But I've still only barely played. I'll get to him at some point. For now, though, I think this is a good stopping point. Obviously, I could do another run, but we got a fair bit done. So do we want to exit? Yes. Let's take a look at upgrades. So we're still missing a couple characters, but the one I'm looking for... yeah. I'm going to wait on that for a second. I want to see if I can get up here. Additional time per run. Max energy gift. Increases vehicle's max energy. Vehicle energy regen. Max speed. So that's kind of good. Okay, duration of some abilities. Crit chance or armor. I have no choice but to kind of grab a couple of those. Go luck? Oh, on hit effects. And what's this one? Knockback gift. Yeah, my one fear with unlocking a bunch of these is the pool might get too busy and too full. And looks like I need even more shards. Oh, that's fine. For now, at least, I think this is a good stopping point. So, Champion Shift is available now on Steam. It's been out for a couple of days and seems to be getting pretty consistent updates immediately just to fix, yeah, the guns. They work now. Save data was taking too long to process at the end of the run, and bullets travel faster than the vehicle, so you can't outrun your own hits. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so it's a couple other things I obviously haven't shown off. One of them is the fact that it has online multiplayer, so if you actually want to play with friends, you can bring them along and work together. I don't know how much that affects the game, but I think that's a neat way of handling it, and I could see this being a lot of fun with like a crew of people driving around and mulching through foes. I still feel like it lacks a little bit of impact and agency. I think so much of it is mostly just the fact that it's infinite scaling in a somewhat uncompelling manner. As cool as each of these upgrades are, you know, it's just like 1% per level, 5 armor per level, weapon damage, you know, 50% per level. If there was like a very specific tree instead, where each of these abilities has like 1, 2, 3, but there's maybe a branch, I think that could actually make it more interesting. And then you could have most of that scaling handled by the passives instead, you know, just keep grabbing the power upgrade and over and over and over again. Mainly just because it doesn't feel particularly exciting to keep putting points into Camelot's Justice every level. Especially because that's always a 10% chance. So like, maybe this one's good, but it feels like I'm better off just going for this one, because this is every 3 hits. This is only every 10 hits, give or take. Maybe. Unless, yeah, on weapon hit. Unless that, of course, triggers off of hitting multiple enemies, where one sweep hitting 10 enemies is more or less going to give you 1 sword. If you hit 20, that's going to be at least 2 swords, give or take. I feel like there's some options in there, but I still feel like some kind of branching evolution, like a branching evolution slash overclock or Nova Drift upgrade system underneath each one of these powers would probably be a little bit more interesting than just having them linearly scale. And that way you could do some more interesting things than just like, yes, I spent this entire run pumping all of my points into, you know, whatever my basic attack buff is, because that's the only way I can possibly keep up with enemy scaling. I could also see, like, once we have attack speed and crit chance and some other things, we'll have a lot more options. I even think the luck mods, I bet you could actually do quite a lot with that once you've unlocked them with meta progression. But for now, at least, I guess if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe, because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.